What's up everyone, welcome to the Mario Strikers Battle League review. Sorry I'm a tad late with this one. With the Summer Games Fest going on at the same time as the release of this game, I found it a little difficult to focus on both at the same time. Fortunately though, this game was easy to capture footage on and review. And if you haven't played the game yet, you'll find out why as we go further into this review. In fact, this might be the shortest review that I've done by far. As usual, I will be going off of my normal recommendation system. If the game is bad, I will recommend avoiding purchase. If the game has potential, I will recommend purchasing later. And if the game is really good, I will recommend immediate purchase. Before we kick things off though, if you like the content and you want to support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to support my stream, my podcast, or if you want merch, there are links in the description below. Now let's dive into Mario Strikers Battle League. I'll admit to you all that I struggled a little bit on what to talk about first. Truth be told, there's so much to talk about and yet there's very little content to be had in this game. So to start, I will go over what this game does offer as far as content goes. There's online play, PvE cup matches, training, and actual online leagues. I will go over the training and PvE in more depth in the next sections of this review, but for now, that's pretty much all they have to offer. This game is really lacking as far as content goes. Train to practice moves, play PvE to earn cups and coins to buy gear, or battle it out with friends online. I don't have any footage from online because when I jumped on, I got absolutely demolished before I even had the chance to master some techniques. However, to give a little more context to PvE, they of course have a series of cup tournaments, each with teams that specializes in certain attributes and 2 chances to stay to win each cup. It's up to how you build your team on how you're going to win against these attributes. This is what I mean by there's a lot to cover and yet there's very little content. There are limited items to use in matches, limited equipment, limited characters, limited teams, and limited fields to choose from. Which is odd because for as much as they put into the gameplay, you would figure they would have had the content to match. This isn't the first time I've said this, and it probably won't be the last time either, but the mechanics seem inconvenient, but with good reason. There is quite a few movesets to master, and in actual matches it would seem pretty unfair to make everything convenient in online play. Other than that, everything runs seamlessly. From the timing to take perfect shots or passes to throwing items at your opponents, I didn't notice any hiccups. Mastering the movesets is a whole other monster though, and honestly it's a good thing there weren't any latency issues because you need a smooth performance to pull off some of the tricks in this game. I'm going to do my best to break down this section as carefully as possible. This is what they put a lot of the focus on in this game. I'll begin with the gear and the stats of the characters. Remember how I said that you could earn coins after matches to purchase in-game gear? Well, I have to be honest in the fact that I played several matches before I even thought to purchase any gear for any characters at all. The footage you are seeing is the characters I choose to run in matches based off of my own playstyle. Each character has base stats. When purchasing gear, those stats change based on the gear that you choose. Some gear helps with speed but takes from your technique. Others may add to your strength but take from your speed. Choosing gear is very crucial if you want to run with it, so pick what to wear wisely. Fortunately, it is optional to wear gear at all, so you can always just play with the base stats. Next, let's tackle the movesets. Now, some of the footage that you'll see is me training in the advanced moves since I wasn't able to master them in this game. Of course, you have tackles, charge tackles, dodging, passes, and combo shots. On the other hand, the harder moves, which are team tackles, perfect shots, perfect dodging, free passes, charge free passes, and I know this is going to sound really bad, but canceled charge shots. Canceling charge shots seems like it would be an easy task, right? Well, not for this guy. Every time I attempted it, I got demolished. In online play, it's really difficult for me to read whether or not I have a chance to free pass, and team tackles require you to have the perfect positioning to even pull it off. doing perfect shots doesn't guarantee that you even make it into the goal, and everyone has a different playstyle. Here's the good news. If you can't master every move in the game, there's always the in-game blocks on the field. As in any Mario game, each block you grab when the audience throws them onto the field contains an item. Rainbow-colored blocks can be obtained by either team, and team-colored blocks can only be obtained by that team when a tackle is made and the crowd goes wild. You can hold up to 2 items, but use them wisely. These are really useful, especially when preventing hyper strikes, especially if you have a red turtle shell to trace the one activating the hyper strikes. I'll go over the items and the hyper strikes in more detail, but the point is that all of the balancing in this game is up to you and how you decide to play. There are many ways to strategize how you're going to win your matches, and what you're going to equip or not equip also helps with that as well. And that's the majority of this game, strategy. Strategy, that's it. I wish there were more to say, but let's go ahead and move on. As I said before, this game lacks the content and items, especially in comparison to a game like Mario Kart. There are bananas to trip up your opponents, bob-ombs to blow them up, green shells to smack them with, red shells to track and smack them with, mushrooms that build up your speed, and stars that make you invincible. And well, that's pretty much it. I honestly think they could have added so much more into the game considering where most Mario titles are today. But while this game lacks the items that I'm sure people will want to see, they really help to prevent hyper strikes. Of course, you have to use the items at the right time and with the right aim to prevent them. And you can also use charge tackles at the right time to stop a hyper strike as well, but I found it a little bit more challenging just because I have a hard time focusing on my selected character. Hyper strikes are a double-edged sword, meaning that if you are down by a few points, they can easily help you to close the gap, seeing as each successful score with a hyper strike is worth 2 points. On the other hand, this also can be said for the opposition. Hyper strikes happen when one of the teams obtains the strike orb. This gives every character on the team the ability to perform a hyper strike, but you only have 20 seconds to use it. This is where things become iffy because you have to hold down A once you're in the correct position on the field. This gives your opponent the chance to stop it. So between holding down the A button to matching the needles correctly on the hyper meter, they have a chance to stop your hyper strike. Depending on where you match the needle at is how your hyper strike will go. For instance, if it's mismatched in any way, it will give the opponent the chance to block the strike by taking over the goalie. However, if you match the needle perfectly, it is a guaranteed goal. I like the unique hyper strikes each character gets, but I really wish they had more characters and more items. I think that would help to bring out this game's full potential. I have to say that this game is really good, it's just really light when it comes to the stuff that would have made this game great. With more arenas, characters, and gear to select, to more items to be able to use in the field, I really just don't see the value in this game yet. So my recommendation is to wait until a later date to purchase. I could honestly see them bringing DLC to this game later on down the road, especially with how they've been doing so with Mario Kart on the expansion pass. I think anything is possible. And that's all for this review. Again, if you want to support the channel, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I would also like to know what you all thought of Mario Strikers Battle League, if you have it, or if I missed anything in this review, leave a comment below. Also, if you want to follow me anywhere else, there are links in the description below. You all be easy, and I'll see you next time.